Hi and welcome to Down the Shed with me, Jason. In this video we're going to be making the VELLEMAN MK102 or 102 flashing LEDs. Now again, this one's going to have a slight modification in the fact that I've chosen bright white LEDs. I've already checked and tested them. The reason for this is I'm going to wire them up to some speaker cable, so they're not on the board but actually on lengths of wire, because I'm intending just to put these either side of a dome so they flash a bit like a lighthouse next to my pond. So that's the plan. You can see it's a tiny circuit board and it's going to take us about 30 seconds, not quite. That's brown, black, red. R3, R4 are 10k resistors, brown, black, orange. We've got two 220k variable resistors, which have 250 in brackets. So I'm guessing they're 220 to 250k variable resistance. We've got two BC547 transistors, two 10UF electrolytic capacitors, polarity dependent. So again, watch them puppies. We had two 5mm red LEDs. We've now got two 5mm white LEDs, and ultimately the 9-volt battery supply. So let's get soldering. So we've got R1, R2, R3 and R4 in situ. We'll blue tack those down. So there we have our 4 resistors blue tacked down, and they're just about holding the trimmers in place as well. I'm guessing one's for speed. I'm not sure what the other one will be. That'll be interesting to find out. I'm guessing possibly brightness. So we'll tack these down. I do have some like Wilkinson's 2mm solder. I just had a quick test with it. I didn't even take it to the board. It is that bad. It melts really slowly and it's so sludgy, it's like mud. So I might just save that for really big jobs like flipping pads on a power socket or something. To be honest, I think it would just sit in the drawer and never get used. Probably ended up getting thrown away. So that's the resistors done. Let's get these trimmers sorted. That's those two held in place. So this is the last terminal for the resistors and the trimmer. Come on, find the iron. I had to make a hash of the last one, didn't I? Right, so we'll snip those up. Only problem living next to a footpath, people can be so noisy. Clear the blue tack. If you find it going a bit gooey like that, grab your blob. And just attack the board, and this will clean up, trust me. I'll pause you a sec. And just by dabbing the board with your cooler blue tack, it cleans it up a treat. So next is two transistors, BC547s. Again, just make sure you get the shape of the transistor the same as the shape on the board. So you want flat edge to flat edge, round edge to round edge, or round side, like so. And they usually sit in tight enough not to need messing around with. Yeah, it's a bit loose. I'll put a little dab on there. Just literally need to hold it in place. You can use masking tape. I used to use masking tape, but to be honest, I prefer this now. So that'll be enough just to hold them two into spot. Get some solder on there. I'm actually using my 1mm solder. It came with the soldering station. It's not bad solder though. My normal solder's branded as Hans kit. It's 0.8mm. Actually, that's 0.6mm. I've got 0.8mm for this bigger stuff. But this came free with the station, so may as well use it up. I have to say though, the hands kit stuff that I get off Amazon, it's much less smoky than this stuff. It's absolutely brilliant. So that's the transistors in. Next is electrolytic capacitors. Again, you've got the grey band on that side, a short leg and a long leg. So the short leg is your negative, the long leg is your positive. Sometimes you'll get a patch or a white area on the board denoting the negative. On this one they've only given me pluses. So long leg into the plus. These are both 10 UF, 35 volts. So they are reversed. So that one's got the plus on the left, this one's got the plus on the right. That's my left, my right, not yours, because I'm working upside down. Drop that there. I'm pausing a lot less on this one because it's going to be such a quick kit. We're almost done. That one on that. So I'll use the 0.8 this time. You'll see a lot less, or hopefully a lot less smouldering. Maybe not. There you go, that's low power. There we go, that's flowed eventually. It's definitely better. I'll get a shinier finish with that stuff as well, which is good, because you want a shiny finish. See, these ones really matte. Missed the next one there. Let's see if we can no, it's still matte. But yeah, the others are much better. So that's the electrolytic capacitors in. So literally all we've got left now is the two LEDs and the power. So I'm not going to get the LEDs in with the board in place. I can get the power in. So I'll do that next. So we'll wire the black terminal in first. Again, I'm going to go with the points. No, let's use this mill up. There's tons of it. Oh, nearly burnt the red cable. And that is pretty much that. So I'm going to reel myself off 2 lengths of this speaker cable. Again, going for the mill solder. My videos are not sponsored or endorsed by anyone in any way, shape or form. Everything you see has been paid for out of my own personal pocket. Equipment, kits, the lot, everything is out of my pocket. I never really was that good at tinning leads, but I've been watching Big Clive videos a lot. Big Clive Live, Saturday nights. If you like fire, you'll like Big Clive Live. He likes to play with aerosols. That too, so we're going to trim the ends anyway. Right, well, as you can see, these holes are so tiny. I've made the mistake. I've tinned the wires and now they won't fit. So what I'm going to do is actually cut this short. Let's cut them both the same length just to be safe. And then I'll start again without tinning. Right, now speaker cable has a black band on one side that usually denotes, well, you can have it as positive or negative really. I'm going to use the black band as a negative. and the negative is the flat edge of the LED on the board. So these just about fit in now. Right, so that's the positive one in there. I'm going to give that a quick blodule of solder. This ain't easy. I should have put it in the clips. There we go, that's that one soldered. So I'll get the rest of these done, then come back to you. So that's the board pretty much complete. I did cheat and take a couple of strands of the copper out of the other one. So I think they could adjust the flash rate of each LED separately, I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. So let's get the LEDs soldered on. So again, we'll get these leads soldered up, or actually I might just tinned up rather, just do a little bit up here, cut them short. Can't really see what I'm doing without that fine glass. So I know that this side is negative because it's a shorter leg, and this side's positive because it's a longer leg. So if you remember, I did black as negative. Aha, we nearly forgot the shrink tube. Okay, so if you want to get shrink tube and eBay or Amazon is a bit slow, even next day delivery for you, you need it now. The place you want to go is any decent angling store. So it's black on negative. Because this is out of my fishing tackle, we fishermen use shrink tube for rigs, ledgering, etc. So if you need shrink tube, go to a fishing dealer, supplier. So let's slide the shrink tube up. Now I don't have any fancy schmancy equipment for this, so I'm just going to use the iron and literally let the heat of the iron do it. I'll be back in a moment. I'm pretty happy with that one. So that's our first LED, nicely shrunk tubed, so it's not going to short out on itself. So let's get number 2 done. It can take some heat, this shrink. I mean, that's set at 375 Celsius. I could have it cooler, but... So there we go. Now all we need to do is connect the 9-volt battery, and I've left 3 of those in the house. Let's get these 2 puppies here and have a play with this variable resistor. I keep a pack of, not sponsored by, Duracells in here. And he got those for a few quid in my pocket at the time, and they were the ones I went for. So there we go. Let's turn the light off. So these will basically be my lighthouse effect. So hopefully it'll just sort of like that. So let's have a play with these older potentiometers. Correction, variable resistors. Actually, let's get that one. Just adjust this right hand one first. That speeds it up. Let's try the other one. this one back up. So well, that's them both adjusted. I quite like this. There we go. Let's see if we'll turn this one down a bit more. So there we go. That's going to be my lighthouse effect, which is why I put them on long speaker cable, which takes a lot more current than is required by the LED, so it's perfectly safe to use speaker wire. And that's the VELLEMAN MK102 flashing LEDs. Thanks for watching. This has been Down the Shed. I've been Jason. Please leave any comments down below. Click like and subscribe. Down the Shed.